Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ajua and I hope this video finds you well. If you are new to this place, please consider subscribing, and to all my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your support and welcome back. If you are like me and you believe that Yara Choose by Lattafa is average at best, it's just cute, nothing special, then I have the right mango dominant fragrance for you. This comes in the form of Mango Punch by Paris Corner. This was released back in October 2023, but it just hits the market and it comes in a very mangoish, yellowish, orange bottle like this. Very nice, very standard according to Middle Eastern packaging. But the cardboard, that houses is just, or the box that houses is just a simple card box, but nonetheless very beautiful one, and it definitely took inspiration from Tells Perfume's mango skin. The whole concept of the house. I think that is what Paris Corner was going for in the true fashion of Middle Eastern houses. So if you are like me, that you didn't really appreciate Yara Choose, I believe this is going to be the best alternative so far as compared to other mango scents that I have come across in the Middle Eastern category, except for one other mango fragrance I have in my collection that I think is comparable to this one, because that is equally good. So when it comes to this, I looked everywhere. I couldn't find the official note structure, but from other sources that I gathered, they basically gave the same note structure for mango skin. The top notes: mango, blackberry, and then pepper, with the middle notes being jasmine, orris, and lotus, and then the base notes being vanilla, icing, pink, and patchouli. If you go by the name alone, it's supposed to indicate a 100% dominant mango scent. However, that is not the case here. This is predominantly, the main note here is mango, but it has some berries or blackberries and pepper plus other notes. I did some deductions, and from what I gathered of what I came up with, I guess for like this fragrance is 65% mango, it is 25% blackberry, it is 5% musk, it is 3% floral, and then 2% of that vanilla and icing pink. The icing pink is basically the icing on the cake, just icing on the cake, which is supposed to give this fragrance some sweetness. The mango in itself is sweet. This is a very ripe mango scent. It is not unripe, it is not tart, it is not tart at all. It is very juicy, mouth-watering, very satiating mango. That is what this one predominantly gives me. It is beautifully infused with that blackberry note, which is like the second most noticeable note apart from the main character, which is the mango. So it is not one-dimensional at all. The name Mango Punch is a very perfect description. Even the OG fragrance is supposed to be mango skin says mango skin. I don't know the reason why it says mango skin, but this is like a combination of the mango skin and the fruit inside, like the whole thing. Like, just imagine a very thick, ripe, juicy, mouth-watering mango, that you just bite into it and it will be just dripping from your mouth. That is what this one basically gives me, and nothing else, infused with that blackberry, and then when it begins to dry down, you get the florals, but it's not too noticeable. The jasmine, orris, I think the lotus is not too noticeable, but the base, which contains the icing sugar and then the patchouli, vanilla, is quite there. Although this one is not patchouli heavy at all, it is almost negligible. To me, I think the patchouli here is a very refined patchouli. It is not heavy, or it's not like the normal patchouli masculine type that we know. It's a very refined or even non-existent to me. So that is basically the scent profile of this particular fragrance. It is a very juicy, mouth-watering mango scent. It smells very tropical, very, very tropical, and that is the best description I can give to this fragrance. It doesn't come across as sexy to me in any way. It doesn't come across as sensual to me in any way. It is a very happy-go-lucky tropical. I'm in Jamaica, I'm in Ghana, I'm in West Africa, I'm in the tropics, sort of, I'm in Vietnam, I'm in, Barbados. That is the vibes that this one gives me. So the question here is, how does it compare to the original mango skin? Fortunately, I've sampled mango skin quite a number of times, but I wanted to refresh my mind. So I reached out to my friend who has a bottle, and she was kind enough to give me a decant, for me to be able to test them side by side to see how they smell. And I can tell you for sure, it is the difference in it is very negligible. There is nothing to the only thing that I find between the two is that in the mango punch, which is from Paris Corner, you don't really get the pepper, it says pepper, whilst in the mango skin you get just a slight hint of pepper, but nothing too much. That is the most noticeable difference I find between the two. And I think the performance too, when it comes to the performance, that is when you get some differences. But scent wise, this is about 95% mango skin, a very good one. It is not it doesn't have any Middle Eastern twist to it. They just gave us the exact same thing that the OG house gave us. They didn't put any Middle Eastern twist to it. Even the patchouli that is supposed to make it a bit earthy, it doesn't really shine through this one. So it is very Western in nature, very, very Western or designer or niche in nature and nothing else. It is very mass appealing. One thing I noticed about this fragrance is that it is very syrupy. So it's very syrupy. It has this sort of, resonant, thick character, and I guess feel like with how the mango is, how thick and juicy this mango punch is, when you spray it and you go into an environment where there are bees and flies, I'm sure they will sting you, or it will attract insects around you. That is how I see it, because I've had an experience of wearing Maya by Latafa, in an environment where there were insects, and they were sort of over like around me, because I believe because of that the sweetness and how piercing, the juicy sweetness of that fragrance. So that is how I perceive this one to be, but I have not worn it in that environment yet. However, that is how I perceive this one. Nonetheless, it's a very beautiful dominant mango with the blackberry, and it dries down to this very beautiful soft musk, unlike Eba Pura, for example, which has a very heavy max dry down that a lot of people do not appreciate. This one, the max at the dry down, it doesn't even have the note of max, but once it dries down on you, you begin to get that musky sort of nuance in it. And it's the same as the OG. I realized that the OG also has some sort of soft musky dry down. So the difference in these two are very negligible. They give you the same vibes, about 93 to 95% similarity. It's a very excellent purchase. If you want something more realistic of a mango scent and you have not purchased Yara Tooth yet, just go for this one, and save yourself the stress of allowing it to macerate, because even this one is just about a week in my collection, but I feel like it didn't need a lot of time to macerate or anything. Probably when it comes to the performance, that is when I think the maceration is going to play an integral role here, because the performance currently is quite poor, because it gives me about 2.5 hours on skin and about 4, 5, maximum 6, on clothes, depending on how heavy I spray. So that is how I see it. But I think maceration is going to make this one much more of a better performer. That is how I feel about it currently. If there's any fragrance in my collection currently that I can compare this one to, that is going to be Ajaib Dubai by Latafa. There are obvious differences in this one. This one has some oody, soft oud, a little sharpness to it, whilst this one is predominantly that juicy ripe mango with the berries. If you have this, I don't think it's going to be redundant having mango punch, because they are quite different. The best way for me is layering these two. I've layered these two, and the potency, and because this one has been in my collection for some time, it's macerated beautifully. It has the potency to last, or the power to last. So when I mixed it with mango punch, it gave it the lasting power. The two combined gave it the lasting power. So I believe if you have this in your collection already and you layer them together, it's going to create a more intense mango scent, plus it's going to last much longer on your clothes and on your skin. So that is a beautiful combination that you can come up with. Ajaib Dubai, portrait, and then mango punch. these two are phenomenal, but this one is exceptional. You know, it's exceptional in the sense that it is very realistic, but it is not also linear. It develops, you know, from the mango, then you get the berries, then the fruits, the florals come through, the sandalwood, you know, just makes it a little bit woody at the base, but not like a heavy woody scent. The patchouli is almost non-existent. You know, I probably, if it stays in my collection for quite some time, it might, you know, it might be stronger, but for now it is not. You know, it is almost non-existent. Then it dries down to this beautiful soft marks, you know, which makes it a little sensual, but it's nothing sexy in my opinion. You know, it's not a sexy scent at all, you know. So that is basically what I have about mango punch. I can't wait for it to sit for about a month or two to, you know, get thicker, richer, and much more resonance, and the notes, you know, becoming more prominent for me to be able to enjoy this. It is predominantly a summer scent. You know, I don't even see this one as a spring scent, but it's predominantly a very sunny summer scent. That is how I see this one. But I mean, it's also thick enough to cut through the cold, in my opinion. So if you really love the scent profile and want to wear it year round, it will make a lot of sense. You know, it will really make a lot of sense. However, it is much more feminine leaning than unisex, in my opinion. You know, much more feminine leaning to me, you know. But somehow I find Ajaib Dubai very unisex, you know, because of that oud in this one. You know, I find it quite unisex, whilst this one, to me, it's much more feminine leaning, you know. So that is basically what I have about Mango Punch by Paris Corner, which is, you know, steadily becoming one of my favorite Middle Eastern houses, because they are giving me variety, they are giving me something different, they're giving me affordability. I picked this one for less than $23 here in Ghana, you know, and I will link the vendor in the description. If you are Ghanaian or you are in Accra and you are interested, I will link her details in the description for you to be able to get your so less than $25, that is a steal. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. I would truly appreciate that. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in my next one. Take care. Bye bye.